me that you don't like those pro against others experiment videos. In my opinion, they are fun, entertaining, and most of the times pretty eye-opening. Since I haven't seen a proper video about this type of experiment made in the CSGo scene yet, then I decided to go for it. I tried to think about the best possible way to compare pro against regular players in CSGo, and I was sure I have to stick with time attack maps, as this makes the skill measuring easier and you get a certain value out of it. Although there's still a chance that a very good global elite beats a pro in those time run maps just because he has done it a lot more and he loves playing those maps. While a pro spends most of his time in-game doing different stuff, so he's not that good in those time attack courses, but still could easily beat this global elite in real match situations. We'll see.
Grenade out.
Next up, let's meet our participants for this experiment. I picked 3 people ranking from Gold Nova up till the worldwide top 20. And for your better comparison, all these 3 guys are very well known around the community. So if you have seen them playing in different tournaments or just on their streams, you can maybe position yourself and get even better overview about the possible skill gap. Firstly, Kugo, aka Kugo the Mighty, a YouTuber from USA who is proudly representing a regular Gold Nova. Let's say all the lower tier casual players. Then Trilux, also a very popular YouTuber from Germany who is global elite. Let's say he is representing all the high tier casual players. And finally Robs, CSGO pro from Estonia, who got 19th rank in the last year HLTV's top list and is well known because of his great mechanical skill in the game. By the way, I will leave links to their social medias in the video description. If you really don't know these guys, you should check them out. I let every one of them play 2 time attacks on custom made maps by Mr. ULLETICAL, very talented guy who has done a lot for our community. Again, extra info from description. One of the maps is more like a weapon course type of run and the other one is a reaction test. In the very end, I told them to play a couple of minutes of deathmatch to maybe get some conclusions out of that as well. Anyways, let's jump into the first map, Aim Course 2, and let's see how it went for Kugo.
Hi, Gold Nova 1 here. All the rules are there. I'm gonna crush this challenge. No one is better than I am, and if they are, they're cheating.
The rules that Kugo talked about for this map's challenge: no infinite ammo, no random targets, and set targets with armor. As you could see, Kugo had a joyful face when he did the intro before his first run, but now at his best time run, he's very focused. Not all the targets are one-shot kills, but still most of them.
Just enough. Is this the best way to do this? Probably not, dude.
Gladly, mid-run the joy comes back, and it's 100% sure that he still has fun on this map. That's how all lower tier players should approach to this game.
Not bad. Why am I not getting closer? Oh no, I hit these every single run except for this one. Ooh. Ooh, this is gonna be close. I don't know why, I always feel like I need to spray those last couple.
Kugo's result, 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Okay, you know what? I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Next up, Trilux. The biggest difference you could see right away is that he doesn't use 16:9 resolution. Also, I cut his facecam to it from his stream, so that's why it may look a little sloppy. Look at the weapon choice, which is kinda important in those type of maps. When Kugo just probably used what he got by default, AK and USPS, then Trill went with SG and Tech 9, which is a way better combo for this map, I can tell. Compared to Kugo, he wins the most time by shooting some of the targets with Tech 9 while running. Kugo even didn't have this option because he didn't choose the Tech 9 from the pistol list. Maybe I should have told him that he could choose a weapon on his own choice. Maybe that's the biggest difference between Gold Nova and the global elite, that lower ranked players can't adapt that well and therefore they don't know what weapon to use in a certain situation. I may have made some sort of a point here. But anyways, Trilux breaks the 1 minute mark. His final time is 55.9 seconds, which would grant him the top 2 place on this map's wall. But is this time enough to beat Robs? Because Robs is a pro, he should be and probably is better in a match situation, but who is better in this time trial? And if Robs, then how much? 55.9 seconds on this map is a great time for sure. Let's hop into Rob's run. He starts off crisp and clean, hitting the first targets extra fast. His weapon choice is AK-47 and as a secondary weapon he uses Tech 9 like Trilux. And we can already see how he takes the most out of this pistol. He just flies through the first part of the map and his accuracy is already above 90%. But I can tell it drops because he is used to slice in the air. So it's not representing his real accuracy in the end. Now let's take a little checkpoint time. When he enters outside, his time is around 27 seconds. Trilux entered outside when he had around 33 seconds passed. And Kugo's time at that imaginary checkpoint was 44 seconds. So we can already see pretty bold skill gaps. And I'm very surprised about the 6 seconds lead that Robs has against Trilux. Because Trill really has a great time in this map. Just try to beat it yourself. It's not that easy. And also, I forgot to mention that all of them haven't touched this map before. And Kugo played it for about 15 minutes, Robs and Trilux about 1 hour to get those best times recorded for me. I guess they could all improve their times if they grind it for longer. But let's see if Robs can keep up the pace. Look how he's always going forward, and that's why Tech 9 is very powerful to get a good time on those maps. He's not stopping at all, only very briefly for some AK shots. And his style is so crisp, that's why he's considered to have one of the best mechanical skills in this game. He stops the timer with 47.1 seconds on the clock, exactly 8.8 seconds faster than Trilux, and around 31 seconds faster than Kugo. That's insane. Just try this map yourself to get the context of this time. And keep in mind he did spend less than 1 hour on it. This is what means to be a pro. You are able to adapt and put all your skills and game knowledge into one run. Super general. Secondly, the reaction test.
Okay, 30 seconds, time attack, target size 2, okay? Oh my god, why didn't you epilepsy warning me, bro? This is kind of traumatic. Alright. Let's roll. Oh, I'm fucking scream, dude. Fuck. Whatever was happening last game is not happening again, although you never know. I could be feeling worse. I find myself crossing my eyes a little bit. Is that normal? Like I'm trying to see the hidden image? I did better that time. What the fuck?
I love Kugo's reaction to his personal pest. It shows some great self-confidence. He got 53 targets within 30 seconds. And he scored 2,615 points. Alright, now Trilux. This time without the face cam. The main difference with Kugo again is the fact that he's taking advantage of the space and he moved further back. This was completely allowed, and he doesn't have to flick that much between the targets. This definitely gives him a slight advantage.
Fucking shit.
But in general, their shooting pace is pretty much the same, I would say. At the end, 56 targets with 30 seconds and score 2,942. Pretty much the same as Kugo. 3 targets difference is not that much. So right now, I can't say if Kugo just did very well, Trilux didn't do that well, or the reaction time difference between lower and higher ranks is not that big of a deal. I think it's a mixture of those things. But let's see what Robs can do in this test. You can already feel that the pace is different. Although for me Kugo and Trill seemed fast, he's doing it way quicker than others. Positioning is very similar to Trilux, so he doesn't need to flick that much. He had some luck with a couple of targets where they spawned very close to each other, but there are also targets that have a very long gap. He gets them all with lightning speed. And his final result is 69 targets, 4,309 points. It's exactly 13 targets more than Trill got in his best run. If we do quick maths, Robs hit a target in every 0.43 seconds, when Trill hit a target in every 0.53 seconds. It's 0.1 second of a difference. And this is the time that could literally win you rounds in your matches. Robs, or let's say pros in general, don't only have the mechanical skill that they could grind by hours and hours of practice, They also have a great reaction times, and unfortunately reaction time is highly genetic and you can typically improve it only to 10-20%. So even if Trill or Kugo would play this reaction test for days, there's a great chance that they would never ever beat Rob's score. I myself wouldn't even try, because I know that I'm not that talented reaction wise. And lastly, I let them play some deathmatch, to just see how they approach to this popular game mode that most of the players use to warm themselves up before their matches. Robs is taking his DM game to perfection. Most of his kills are of course headshots, and his crosshair placement is just phenomenal. It always sticks to the head height. That's why he's getting all the possible frags from every direction. This is just amazing to watch. He has put so many hours into this game that he's probably almost played through all the possible duels in all the maps. So he knows the head height in all the different areas of the maps. Trill plays DM like a regular good CSGo player. He has the crosshair placement and everything, just compared to Rob's, he's not that crisp and consistent. It means there are moments that his and Rob's POVs have the same kind of style, so that you couldn't really tell for a moment if it's a pro or not. And then there are moments that you could easily tell that it's not a pro player. So probably the main difference between a great pro and a very good hobby player is the consistency. Your mechanical skill needs to be consistently good as possible to play at the pro level. Otherwise, you're building all your strategies, tactics, you do all the nades right, and then you just whiff an easy shot in game. Of course, it happens even on a pro level, but pros need to take that risk to minimum. So, at a pro level, every one of them has almost as good aim as others. It really comes down to team play, mental game and tactics. But in order to be a good aimer at a pro level, you need to be consistent. That's the key, and that's why pros at one point in their careers have to put lots of hours into this game. Otherwise, it won't work. Talking about consistency, this is Kugo's deathmatch footage. He knows that he needs to be consistent with every weapon, that's why he's using whatever weapon comes to his hands. And actually, there's not much to say here. Just enjoy.
Okay, I know there's one more in tons. I'm on point. All that training, that's what happened. I did all that training before I actually did the deathmatch. Now I'm on point. Now my DM game's on point. There was too many options. I could have gotten a lot of frags there, but I didn't because I suck. And my decision making is very poor. Oh, okay. So we did it. It wasn't 1,000 points, but we came back and won. I'm happy with that.
Easy.
By the way, Kugo was the only one who won his deathmatch session. So when it comes to deathmatch, then it's fair to say that Kugo is probably better than anyone out here. But on a serious note, I think some people don't realize how big are the skill gaps between different ranks. Pros are pros for a reason, and I really hope this video helped you understand a little bit more how good pros actually are, and what qualities it takes to become a pro player. Thanks Kugo, Trilux and Robs for helping me out. We will see you with all the subscribers in the next one, and peace out.